Museum piece. Ooh.
How long until we reach Nova Atar, Ensign?
About 23 hours, Captain.
22 hours, 53 minutes, and
gonna
17
look up
seconds
that.
to be precise.
Spock, there's no need to be precise. We're going on shore leave. Rest, relaxation, no calls from Starfleet.
Captain, we have a message coming in
I
from
love
Admiral
Uhura's sound of
Richards at
annoyance. I
Starfleet.
love it.
On screen, Lieutenant.
Hello, Jim. I know you're going on shore leave, but
What is it, Chris?
since you're going there anyway, and it's only a small favor,
Nova
Favor?
Atar.
I don't
Okay,
want to
got it.
inconvenience you, but
Fine, you have it. What would you like me to do?
we recently discovered that one of the exhibits in the Smithsonian Annex at Nova Atar is of great historical significance to the Serenzi, an influential family from planet Lakian. The museum is going to have a small ceremony to return the item. The Federation planned to send a representative, but, well, she couldn't make it. Since you'll be in the neighborhood, well, no dress uniforms. All you have to do is smile and shake hands.
Smile, shake hands. It would be my pleasure, Admiral. My chief engineer had already promised to show me around. We'll be there.
Thanks, Jim. I owe you one. Check your data files for details. Oh, one more thing, Jim. Due to the security concerns, you won't be allowed to bring any electronic equipment with you. Richards out.
Now, I was saying...
Captain, do we really have to stand around and listen to speeches from a bunch of politicians?
It won't be all bad, Scotty. The curator's a major cognac producer, and he asked us to show up early to thank us for our support.
Captain, it'd be rude to keep a man like the curator waiting, what with an important diplomatic function to prepare for.
Alright, well, let's give it a save.
Save new game. Replace previous.
Alright. Nova Atar is right there.
We've arrived at Nova Atar, Captain.
Bring us into standard orbit, Mr. Sulu.
Aye, Captain.
Do, 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 do.
We are at Nova Atar.
Oh, I thank you, Mr. Spock. I guess we're beaming down.
Mr. Scott, Mr. Chekhov, come with me. Mr. Spock, you have the comm.
So again, another mission without Bones and in Spock. I'm liking this.
Captain Kirk, good to meet you. I am Boris Brezhnev, curator of the museum. Everyone is buzzing about visitors from the Enterprise.
Ooh.
A real feather in my cap.
The pleasure is ours, sir. This is my chief engineer, Mr. Scott, and Ensign Chekhov, our navigator.
Most pleased to meet you both. Chekhov, a fine name. I'm certain you will be interested in sampling the Kazakhstani cognac, distilled and blended by my family. In fact, I will later show you my most prized possession, a bottle of our finest vintage, aged 40 years from our very first pressing.
But isn't cognac French?
Originally, Mr. Scott. But before my ancestors came to settle this planet, they went to Cognac and purchased cuttings, brought them here, and made enhancements. You could say we reinvented Cognac. I do not wish to be rude, but you gentlemen are a bit early, and I must see to making certain the cleaning crews are finished working. Please, feel free to look about a bit. I will page you later, and maybe you will join me in a small toast before the ceremonies. Yes?
It would be our pleasure, curator.
Oh. We don't even get an option to stay. That's interesting, though.
I told you we invented it.
Maybe we were a little hard on you, laddie.
Never doubted you for a second, Mr. Chekhov. Now let's take advantage of this time and look around.
Look with our
The
eyes.
plaque reads, an old ground-based phaser cannon model B-17, the real equalizer, rescued from a Federation scrapyard, probably based on the frontier near Nelapur. This phaser cannon no longer possesses any of its focusing or targeting equipment. The large capacitors in the base allowed a variety of power sources to be used to energize the cannon and gave the real equalizer considerable flexibility in use.
Okay.
The plaque reads, the Niven, non-integrated Vulcan electronumerator, was one of the earliest versions of a Vulcan computer. Some of the components were found to only function correctly at high temperatures. Since the focus in those early days was on computational effectiveness and not user-friendliness, the operator could not stand near the Niven during its operation. Input to the machine was cabled in from a separate device. Hence, it was a non-integrated computer. Lights cascade continually above the surface of this device. Plaques on each side read, "The Vandecourt Aurora generator was donated to this museum by Sir William Loudon." Originally, a university experiment designed to test broadcast power as both a containment system and photostimulation for possible use in a propulsion system, the unit was presented as a gift to Loudon, who liked the way it looked and had recently donated a significant sum to the university.
Ooh, significant donations.
The Klingon console looks operational, but without a ship attached, it's hard to tell. Written on the plaque, this is a control console from a Klingon warbird, the Klarg, which was salvaged from the battle wreckage near Crimmins 8.
Think you could make that work, Mr. Scott?
Of course, Captain. But it's not like I'll ever have to.
Oh boy. I guess we're still looking around.
The plaque on the old machine reads, "An early experimental transporter.
Ooh.
The Murnane 8 was from a time before transporters were safe for travel by living beings. Constructed to be a frequently modified testbed, the Murnane 8 had only a small loading bay. The destination controls were also still in testing, making the use of this transporter as much art as science." This EVA suit was worn by Ivan Petrovsky, a late 21st century Terran astronaut during the famous Commonwealth mission. Petrovsky used this suit to dock with the damaged spacecraft SS Commonwealth and saved the vessel from certain destruction in orbit around Mars.
Petrovsky. Isn't that a Russian name?
I don't think so, Mr. Chekhov.
I sincerely doubt it, laddie.
Really? I would have sworn it was Russian.
Ah.
An old communications panel. On the plaque, this communications station was removed off the old freighter, Big Bear Running, when that ship was retired from its customary Benchley to Sawcare run. Outdated by today's standards, this system was known for its powerful transmitter and ease of repair. As a side note, the shell of the Big Bear Running was used as a testing target for present models of photon torpedoes. The plaque reads, "One of the most widely used and most stable designs ever. The Umber Hubble Mark 84 has been used in far more ships than any other model."
Oh. What?
Captain Kirk, I trained on one of these. It's solid as a rock and twice as dependable.
Remind me after the ceremony. I'll talk to the curator about letting you look this one over.
Thank you, Captain. I'd dearly love to put it through its paces.
Okay. We got like the crystalline enemies
Written
in
on the
here.
plaque, Federation Scientific Probe Model 331-19A. The 331-19A was powered by a small fusion reactor, since removed. The 331-19A had considerable range but was considered slow. The 331-19A carried a 3-ton instrument array. This has also been removed from the display model. This particular probe was used to monitor the collision of Algiers 5 and Algiers 6. One of the double stars at the core of the Algiers system had begun to collapse to a brown dwarf stage, and the resulting fluctuations resulted in the planet's orbital paths crossing, which led to their collision.
I've used one of these before, Captain. Everyone notices the fusion reactor, but I'll bet they forgot the fuel cell that served as backup power for the instrument package. It's probably as dry as a bone after all these years.
Oh, okay.
The plaque reads, "The Dunkelberger Automated Worker Mark 12 was a successful entry in the early days of automated labor.
I love that name.
The Mark 12 was designed to function as a cargo helper, allowing small manufacturers to cheaply compete against large corporations. Due to their small size, reliability, and obedience, these robots were often treated like pets and given names that were incorporated into their response systems. This particular version was called Barney.
Barney is a dinosaur.
The schematics for a Dunkelberger automated worker Mark 12.
Dunkelberger.
This display is all glistening angles of crystal, written on the plaque, an early example of the crystalline computers developed by the Lantoids of Tuner 9. Supposedly impossible to access by non-Lantoid life forms, the computer works on a combination of harmonics and light transmission. The Lantoids make physical contact with the computer to operate it. It is said that listening to a Lantoid operate the computer is like listening to a complex musical score played on delicate chimes. The Lantoids view programming as an art form.
I mean, this is all educational, but I'm wondering what this mission is about. Who are you guys?
We're just guards, sir. We don't know anything. We wouldn't lie to you.
A very old space probe rests on a pedestal in the roped-off area. It shows considerable wear. This case contains an astronomical model of the Lockean system.
Not much in this room.
I'm sorry, this door is for museum personnel only. Have a nice day.
Captain Kirk and party, please report to the curator's office, please. Captain Kirk and party, please report to the curator's office.
Captain Kirk and party, please report to the
I
office.
hope you enjoyed your tour, gentlemen. Please join me. Would you mind if the first toast with the Kazakhstanian was to the Enterprise?
Curator, why isn't that Brezhnev cognac?
For heaven's sakes, Chekhov, don't interrupt a man on the verge of toasting the best ship in the fleet with the finest cognac on this side of the galaxy.
My apologies.
Questions later, then. The toast. Here's to the Starship Enterprise.
Ooh.
What could this be?
A conspiracy, if you ask me, Captain.
Let me pull this up on screen.
Oh.
They've destroyed my camera. Well, let's see how they deal with our other security systems.
Ooh. I love how we're just standing there. Like, we're just
Ignoring the slight ozone odor, the curator looks peacefully asleep.
Peacefully asleep after he's been electrocuted.
I wish Bones were here. He's out, but I can't tell you how bad it is.
Chekhov, can't you? Because we don't have any of our equipment. We don't have any scanners or anything.
He's unconscious, Captain.
Thanks, Mr. Chekhov. I was just thinking how useless it would have been for Dr. McCoy to have come with us.
God, these guys. A little bit of little shits is what they are. Alright,
A small conference table and chairs.
I don't think we really got to
An
look around in
old
here.
suit of armor, but with a strong framework added inside to avoid any accidents. It's holding a large metal lance in its right gauntlet.
Oh, very nice.
An enormous bottle of cognac. The plaque below reads, "This Jeroboam of Kazakhstanian cognac is from the first blending and 40-year aging on Nova Atar."
Captain, I don't know what we could possibly use these for.
This is a very expensive silver tray.
I guess we're getting something off the suit.
The large lance shows some wear.
Wow.
I feel rather bad about this, Captain.
I do too, Scotty, but it's always surprising what you need in an emergency.
A monitoring and control station for museum security.
Okay. Scotty, can you do anything with it? Oh, what is that? There's something in there, or there's something...
Not much of a trap, really. Fixed it up with a wee change of wiring.
Wait, hold on.
No effect. No effect. No effect.
I mean, it looks like there's something there.
I wonder if we can get any other information out of the security system.
Then why don't you? See, I knew that was something. I could tell.
I wonder what this is for.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
The note on the paper reads, Bresnia, VVSOP 2123.
I feel like that's something. Lance, silver tray. Are we able to get anything?
I wonder if we can get any other information out of the security system.
Then why don't you get it?
I wonder if we can get any other
Good Lord, come on. I mean, what? Come on, Scotty, get me something.
I've checked the system, Captain. Whoever sabotaged it did a fine job. All of the modules of the security system were cut off from each other when the curator tried to trigger the defenses. And I do not think I can repair from here.
I wish we had more information. We don't know who they are, what they want, or how long we have to stop them.
I feel like this is going to be a MacGyver episode, where it's like we have to MacGyver our way out of everything. Just with all the item... What? No, I want to check off.
I wonder if we can get any other information.
Okay. Is that it for this area? I say I didn't check his desk yet.
This is helpful. There's a button under the edge of the desk when the curator wants to open the door.
Then do it.
Captain, what will we do when we get to the other room and the door closes?
That is a good point.
An old suit of armor, but with a strong framework added to avoid any accidents.
Mr. Chekhov, see if you can wedge that knight under the door.
Okay.
Yes, Captain.
Nice.
There, that should hold the door open.
Alright, while we walk into the other room, I just have to run to the restroom for 2 seconds. Hopefully there's nobody waiting for us in here. Okay. Right back. Okay. Hoo-wee. Okay. Alright, so we had got a bunch of stuff. Are we able to go through this door? I'm assuming not.
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
Oh.
Incorrect access code. Access denied.
Hold on, but I think I got something on... Wait.
The note on the paper reads, Bresnia, VVSOP 2123.
VVSOP. Oh, crap. Come on.
The note on the paper reads,
VVSOP.
Bresnia, VVSOP 2123.
Security lockdown is in effect.
So, VVSOP 2123.
Authorization code correct. Warning. Malfunction in security authorization. Access denied.
It appears that the terrorists do not want any visitors.
Well, apparently. We don't have phasers anyway. Alright. Let's see if we can start
This is not exactly my area of expertise.
Okay, Scotty. Can we... As I said, I think we're MacGyvering stuff here, so...
I've looked this beastie over, and the only things we might be able to use are the capacitors. I've taken them out. They'll soak up a wee bit of power before releasing it. Well, it's not like anyone's likely to be using this monstrosity soon, so I pulled out the only things we might be able to use. It's not much, only some heat-resistant wiring and a cable. This machine is putting out a fair amount of power. It's working fine. Just doesn't have anything to control right now.
I wonder, is there a door down here?
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
So we'll try this again. VVSOP 2123.
Security lock deactivated.
So wait, why does it work there but not... Oh. Is that a torpedo?
This was a sensor diagram from the Remembrance, an early Terran interstellar craft.
Ooh, Remembrance.
The surface of the old docking ring is pitted from micrometeorite strikes, and there are several large welds running completely around it. Many magnetic coupling clamps are uniformly spaced around the ring. The plaque reads, "This docking ring was recovered in pieces from the port facilities at Genevieve 9, where it was broken when a freighter, the Hardy, accidentally turned on its thrusters just before mooring was completed."
You know, Captain, this looks like the rings we worked on during my cadet summer training assignment.
Before or after the welds, Mr. Chekhov? There's a story in this, isn't there? Before or after the welds, Mr. Chekhov? There's a story in this, isn't there? Before or...
Now you know why we sent him up to the bridge, Captain.
Very funny. Both of you. Of course, Captain. Why else would I be talking? As I was saying, we worked with these type of rings. We were working in spacesuits outside the station, practicing maneuvering things around. When the instructors would take a break, we would line up several of the rings. After lining them up, we would float a piece of metal toward the first one. The trick was to turn on the magnets as the metal approached, so it would accelerate towards the hole. Then we turned off the magnets as it passed through. When this was done for each ring, the piece of metal would go very fast out the backside.
Rather hard on the box, wasn't it?
What box? We were in space. I'm talking about knocking down the door.
The lad's got a good idea, Captain. If we cannot go around that big door, we can go through it.
I thought that's what I said.
Well, gentlemen, why are we standing here talking?
Okay.
I think either one of you could do a fine job manipulating this thing.
I'm not sure if I understand you, Captain.
Why, Mr. Scott, you're the engineer. You figure it out.
The magnetic magnetic clamps will be just the thing, Captain.
Are we like making a mass driver?
Low and sleek, this space vehicle has a Spartan look, written on the plaque. This is the escape pod in which the famous smuggler known as the Black McKiernan was captured. Unable to outrun his pursuers, McKiernan tried to escape in the pod as he blew up his ship, hoping the authorities would think he had perished. The pod had been specially constructed of expensive metalloceramic alloys to withstand such an escape tactic. Unfortunately for McKiernan, the pursuit included a trailing scout ship looking for a backtracking maneuver, and when the smiling smuggler opened the hatch thinking he'd made planetfall, he was treated to the inside view of a Federation cruiser's shuttle bay.
That would make a fine battering ram. Too bad we cannot possibly get it up to speed.
Can we take anything from it?
I'm just a simple captain, not an engineer.
Oh, God.
I'll let one of you handle this.
Yes, I know. Can't you just automatically have Scotty do it since he's, you know, the man? Ooh.
Everything on this pod's too tight. I need the proper tools. I was able to get one loose access panel, but I'm not sure what we can do with it.
The plaque reads, "A failed experiment in Habis robotics. The Green Mark 6 was one of those ideas where the original concept might have been sound, but the follow-ups were too much. Planned as a simple cargo handler, attempts were made at increasing its function and therefore its flexibility. Unfortunately, proposed missions such as security were well beyond its recognition systems and processors. One small piece of lasting notoriety was that the Mark 6 was one of the first Habis robotic uses of room temperature superconducting wiring. While the wiring concept went forward, little else of this robot did.
If we could make it run, maybe we could use it to force the door open.
Interesting idea, Mr. Chekhov. We'll have to keep it in mind.
Or can I just take something
from it? This is not exactly my area of expertise.
Yes, I know. For the last time, for the love of God. Just everything Scotty.
This is a bizarre piece of machinery. I wonder what it was designed for.
Alright, what do we have? We're just going around grabbing everything.
An old-style phaser cannon capacitor. It is currently uncharged. A standard 350 micron interface cable. Normal heat-resistant wires.
So we're not... Check off. Can you get anything off of this?
I can't imagine what this machine could be good for.
I don't know. I just... Guess we're going back. Okay. This said this thing was like a generator. So I'm guessing it's like a cell phone.
The capacitor should charge very quickly.
It's like a cell phone charging pad.
The capacitor should charge very quickly.
We'll need to start by setting up a magnetic field.
Okay, so these things? Those are the magnets, right?
We'll still have to wire them up, Captain. That's going to be the real job.
Well, we have wire.
Actually, Captain, I don't think these will do. They'd survive firing the beastie, but they don't carry enough current for what we're likely to need.
I'm sure we could find something that would work in this place.
Oh.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. Isn't this a wire too, I thought it said?
It won't do us any good to hook it up to the panel until everything is wired up.
Oh, hello.
Chekhov takes the capacitor off of the Aurora generator. Chekhov.
Okay.
Lights cascade continually above the surface of this device. Magnetic clamps have been positioned on the surface of the unit.
This is not exactly my area of expertise.
I think we just about salvaged all we can from this system.
The plaque reads, the Niven,
Yeah, we know what.
non-integrated Vulcan electronumerator.
There's something back here?
This is not exactly my area of expertise.
This is a bizarre piece of machinery.
I feel like...
I don't understand what you want me to do, Captain.
What's to say? Can we charge it? Like, is it going to do anything? Kirk
that
did it.
has to be one of the most useless robots I've ever seen.
Yes.
Badly designed, Captain.
It's not going to help us, is it?
Only in a dance contest, Mr. Chekhov.
Yeah, but something fell. What is this thing?
You take the capacitor out of the robot.
Capacitor.
A protective panel salvaged from an escape pod.
Oh, that's the panel. Where's...
This is not exactly my area of expertise.
There's no way anyone could fix this piece of junk, no matter how much time was available. But I did get some wires that may be helpful.
Ah, there's the wires. Let's see. We're running out of things to do, so hopefully it's the wires we need.
Captain, I'll need a little help positioning the clamps correctly while wiring them. Captain, push harder. I'll need these tighter to get more power.
I'm giving it all I got, Scotty.
Oh, this is a reversal. Okay. Let's put this on here to charge it again.
The capacitor should charge very quickly.
What are the lances?
A rather worn lance.
However... we need a mass driver.
One projectile ready to go, Captain.
There we go.
It's working fine. Just doesn't have anything to control right now.
What about this?
The Klingon console looks operational, but without a ship attached, it's hard to tell. Written on the plaque, this is a control console from a Klingon warbird.
Okay. Well, we have some other wires.
Actually, Captain, I don't think these will do. They'd survive.
I'm sure we could find...
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think...
You take the lance off the mass driver.
That is a mass driver. Look at me go.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
One projectile ready to go.
Yeah, we got the projectile. How do we...
No, I don't think that's necessary. No, I don't think... No, I don't think that...
Actually, Captain, I don't think these will do. They'd survive firing the beastie, but they don't carry enough current for what we're likely to need.
I'm sure we could find something that would work in this place. Not much I can do with it, Captain. It's not connected to anything.
See, they say it's not connected, so I can... I feel like these wires...
What am I supposed to...
What is this? Maybe that's a wire too, I can't remember.
This end's ready, Captain.
There we go. Okay.
There's not enough power yet. We'll need another capacitor. Thank you, Captain. This'll be just like old times.
School must miss you dearly, Mr. Scott.
Oh boy. I knew this was a MacGyver episode, jury rig and everything. Ooh. Can we drink the scotch to that? I feel like we're gonna need these again.
Chekhov takes the capacity.
No, I don't think...
Chekhov take...
Actually, why'd I do that? We need to charge them back up anyway. Right? Will it charge it again?
The surface of the generator is a mass of melted wiring and metal. The only glow is from dissipating heat.
So it's not going to charge them anymore?
The surface of the generator is a mass of melted wiring and...
Okay, I guess we can't use that anymore. Yeek.
The engineering panel. Look what we've done.
A spacesuit.
We made a bit of a mess here, didn't we? We had no choice. Remember, who's really at fault here?
That we will, Captain. It'll take me at least another hour, Captain.
Scotty?
Sorry, Captain. I thought you said something to me.
I did.
They're right next door, gentlemen. Caution is advised. I'd say this piece of equipment would need a professional to operate.
I don't think McCoy would like this transporter, Captain. Even I would not want to use this one.
You? Not use a piece of equipment? Why not, Mr. Scott?
This little beastie put out a wee bit of energy discharge during transport. You've heard of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle.
Of course,
Heisenberg.
Well, this is the Mulligan certainty field, guaranteed to do bad things to you even Dr. McCoy cannot fix. You can block the radiation, but she's not something I'd want to play with unless I absolutely had to. You'd have to repair the wires anyway. And the power unit's been pulled out too.
This thing looks interesting. It definitely looks out of place.
The gas canister is a bit beat up from the fall, but still functional.
The curator mentioned these were in each room.
We could open the door and spray it on the terrorists.
If it's fast enough to stop them from using their phasers, it'll stop us too.
And they'd get a warning if the door started to open. Time enough to put the hostages
in
jeopardy.
If we transport using the little mini... Okay, so I think I know what we need to do.
You know, Mr. Scott, this machine is not in bad condition.
Captain? Look, but don't touch.
You're right, Mr. Scott. But the only thing missing on this is the transmitter and some power.
You think Lieutenant Uhura would object if we swapped it for hers?
Scotty, I never took you for having a death wish.
Oh. Look, I'm just looking for parts right now.
I don't understand what you want me to do, Captain.
I'm just looking for scraps.
You'll have to wait, Mr. Scott.
Aye, Captain.
I'm just trying to find things to do.
No change, Captain. She's still short power and some sort of transmitter.
Can we go up here? I know the other door let us through with the passcode, so...
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
SOP 2123. Alright, here we go. Alright.
The access panel is stuck, Captain. I don't think any of us are strong enough to pull it free. We can't have it do anything until we get it running.
I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out...
This is an odd beastie, Captain. I'm not even sure how they powered this thing. It'd take days to begin to understand it.
You, Scott?
I'm only human, Captain. We can't have it do anything until we get it running.
I should get Mr. Scott to look at this. I don't know how this works, but looking at it reminds me of the time when I was a boy working on my first electronics project. I built one of those old crystal radios. Maybe this computer somehow projects its answers into your mind.
It may be just looking at the crystals made you remember that, Captain.
It's possible. Are you now practicing psychology, Mr. Scott?
Oh, no, Captain. I'm just a simple country engineer.
Okay.
This looks more like something that would interest me, Captain. They were not a bad machine, but sort of an evolutionary dead end.
I don't think we've seen the last of compact mobile automation, Mr. Scott.
I cannot agree, Mr. Chekhov. Automated systems technology makes these robots little better than toys.
But perhaps one day...
There are definitely advantages to having an informed and opinionated crew, but this conversation is not showing it.
Nice, Kirk. Alright, I wonder if... I was trying to see if I could charge the, I think I need to charge these things again.
We can't do anything with this mess. The capacitors are the only thing to survive.
Okay, so we can't even do that.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
So how do we charge these bad boys up? We definitely need...
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Exactly where do you plan to put this, Captain?
I don't know. Anywhere. Somewhere.
There's only a wee bit of juice in this capacitor, but I think it'll be enough to power up the robot. It's a tight squeeze, Captain. I don't think we'll be able to get it back out once it's in. Should I go ahead and do it?
We could use the help, Mr. Scott. Energize the robot. Not yet, Mr. Scott. We may need that power elsewhere. We could use the help, Mr. Scott.
Hello. Hi.
I should get Mr. Scott to look at this.
The access panel is stuck, Captain. I don't think any of us are strong enough to pull it free.
Yes, but this guy might be.
I should get Mr. Scott to look at this. I should get Mr. Scott to look at this. It probably wouldn't hurt anything to take one crystal. It's just a display after all. This one looks good.
Okay, so we just took a crystal.
access panel is stuck, Captain. I don't think any of us are strong enough to pull it free.
Yeah, but what about this dude?
Barney, open the pod bay door.
There we go. Barney. Barney is a dinosaur. Man, look at that guy go. He just did it like a champ. I think we got Scotty on this mission.
I knew it. They forgot to take out the fuel cell. That fusion reactor always scares people enough that they forget the backup cell. It's dry now. You'd need to wet this beauty down and get a catalyst in her.
Wet this beauty down and get a catalyst in her? What?
If I talk, I can't work or think, Captain.
Time may be a factor, gentlemen. Let's work a bit faster.
I hope we get the terrorists soon, Captain. I'm afraid we might be late if we don't hurry.
I mean, if he's literally meaning getting wet. Oh god, is that actually it?
I hate to see a sweet liquid used for something other than tasting, but at least it'll work a fair bit in here.
Okay. So now, can we charge this thing? No? Scotty, do. Can you...
We need something to act as a catalyst and something as a contact between the electrolyte and gas, Captain.
Okay. A catalyst.
I don't understand what you want me to do, Captain.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
I'm just trying anything at this point.
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Ah.
It's a good thing to build in so much flexibility. The silver isn't a bad catalyst and will act as a contact, too.
Okay. So now can I put it on there?
All hooked up and charging, Captain.
I love how we have to just sit here and wait. Hey, the bot followed us. Aww. Is that... Oh, there it goes.
All ready to go, Captain.
Give me that back.
You remove the silver tray.
It'll take me at least another hour, Captain.
Scotty?
Sorry, Captain. I thought you said something to me.
An unusual piece of crystal.
There we go.
It's in there, Captain.
Maybe we should wait until Mr. Scott has it fixed, Captain.
Well, what is he doing? I mean, come on, get it fixed.
We've got the power now, but we'll need to fix up the wiring.
Okay, so we need the wiring, which I think we have still. Yep. I knew we have to use everything.
It wasn't easy, but the wiring's fixed, Captain.
It's never easy, is it, Mr. Scott?
Aye, Captain.
Now can I put it in? I'm gonna MacGyver the crap out of this thing.
Maybe we should wait until Mr. Scott has it fixed, Captain.
What? Alright, what else do you need, Scotty?
It'll take me at least another hour, Captain.
Scotty?
Sorry.
Alright, so we're doing guesswork again. Is this...
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Silver tray?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. Okay.
This should work. I hope.
Now, can I put the canister in there? Okay, here we go.
It's inside. We should wait until it's time to transport before we activate the valve.
Good idea, Ensign. You know, with a transmitter and some power, we could try calling the Enterprise for help. It's been a while, but I think that will work.
Oh, okay. I just was checking random stuff. Does this go on there too?
I rigged up an isolated piece of frame in there as one conducting plate and the tray as the other. It's not the best solution, but it's the best I can do here.
Okay. I honestly didn't... Do we use it?
We need more power, Mr. Scott.
Captain, we're not on the Enterprise. It's not like I can tweak the antimatter here.
Do I...
No effect. No effect.
That wasn't easy, Captain. I don't think the beastie wanted to give it up.
I mean, am I supposed to do this over here? Okay, he picked it up, and now he's walking over with it. Game shenanigans.
All hooked in, Captain.
Well, let's see how well this works. Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise. Enterprise, come in.
Who is this?
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Who are you? Whoever you are, call for help. There are terrorists in the museum. This is Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. I'm in the Smithsonian Museum, where hostages are being held. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. This is Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise.
How interesting. I'm in the Smithsonian Museum holding hostages.
Who am I talking to?
Wow.
You should give up immediately. You have no chance. I'm holding a Corbomite device. Why don't you and I discuss this? Who am I talking to?
My name is Lucas. I'm a member of the Lockian family, Onakin.
I've never heard of the Onakan family.
It's no surprise you haven't heard of us, even though we're one of the largest and oldest families on Lockian. Just shows how much the Federation believes the lies the Soransi pass along.
The Soransi are your enemies? I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides. Of course the Federation backs the Soransi. You don't see them taking hostages and setting traps for museum curators, do you? The Soransi are your enemies? I find it unlikely the Federation will take sides.
If the Federation isn't backing the Soransi, how do you explain a ceremony giving the Soransi the Quelke? Obviously, the Federation believes their lies.
The Kelki.
Don't believe
You mean the
Andor's
probe?
lies.
It is more than just a probe to us. The Quelke discovered Lockian generations ago. The entire race owes its existence to the Quelke.
I knew it had great significance. I just didn't know there was anyone else involved. This is when the original planet was on the verge of being destroyed? I thought the Soransi ruled your race. Shouldn't they be the ones that controlled the Kelki? This is when the original planet was on the verge of being destroyed?
We have as much claim to that probe as anyone.
It sounds like you have a legitimate grievance. Does the Soransi also have a right to the Kelki? Then why is the museum handing the Kelki over to the Soransi?
It's because you're a pack of idiots. You have no idea what's going on. No idea who should have the Quelke.
Does the Soransi also have a right to the Kelki? Idiots, huh? Would an idiot do this? Does the Soransi also have a right to the Kelki?
Of course they do, but no more than we have.
Then this situation should be looked into more closely by the Federation. We're here with the best intentions. You want peace? We want peace. Then release the hostages now, and we'll talk about a solution. Then this situation should be looked into more closely by the Federation. We're here with the best intentions. You want peace? Then release the hostages now, and we'll talk about a solution.
We deal from power.
If you agreed to release the hostages now, the Federation would not only keep the Kelki out of the Soransi's hands for now, but send in mediators to help find a peaceful solution for all. And so do we. Power is something we have far more of than you.
Ooh.
You would be wise to give up now and end this foolishness. If you agree to release the...
Is that an offer?
That's a guarantee. Obviously, I'll have to check with my superiors on this, but I'm certain something can be worked out. That's a guarantee. Obviously, I'll have to check with my superiors on this, but I'm certain something can be worked out.
Don't patronize me. You'd say anything just to stop us. Since you'd really rather talk to the Saransi, why not start practicing what you're going to tell them when they find the Quelke has been taken?
Hello? Hello? He seems to have cut communications.
Okay, well.
You remove the capacitor. You remove the silver tray.
So I guess we need to go charge it again.
It's a good thing to build in so much flexibility.
All hooked up and charging, Captain.
I think it's charged.
All ready to go, Captain.
All right. Take this back.
You remove the silver tray.
I don't think we need it for anything. Maybe? I don't know. Guess we're doing this the knockout way.
It's in there, Captain. We're about as ready as we can get, Captain. I'll have the robot open the gas valve and I'll transport on your signal. Shall we give it a go?
Energize, Mr. Scott. Let's hold off for now. Energize, Mr. Scott.
Nice.
It'll take me at least another hour, Captain.
Scotty?
I know, Captain. Look around, get to work. We have no time to talk.
But you said it quite succinctly, Ensign.
Security lockdown is in effect. Please enter access code.
BBSOP 2123. So are they knocked out now? Yeah.
The gas worked.
Mr. Chekhov, have Dr. McCoy beam down to make sure the curator and guards are all right. Mr. Scott, lower the museum's shields and have a security team beamed aboard. Captain's log supplemental. With the terrorist unconscious, it was an easy matter to turn off the security override. The terrorist turned out to be from another family from Lockheed, the Onakan, a family with a long history of feuding with the Saransi, who also claimed the probe. The probe was the very same probe that discovered Lockheed and had enormous symbolic importance to the families on the planet. Curator Brezhnev was treated by Dr. McCoy and is in good health. Commendations are in order for Scott and Chekhov for meritorious service. Lieutenant Uhura, send a message to Admiral Richards. Tell him he owes me more than he thinks he does.
Aye, sir. I have a feeling he's not going to be surprised.
I'm afraid I'm going to remember this mission with a great deal of sadness, Captain.
Why is that, Mr. Scott?
It was such a fine cognac, Captain. It was just
the
waiting
alcohol.
for us, and now it's gone forever. Such a waste. You always remember the one that got away.
Sure, Scott.
Captain, message incoming from Starfleet.
I see they got our report. On screen.
I reviewed your report from your recent assignment, Captain, and have a few comments. Well done, Kirk. Keep up the good work. I must say, however, your performance is not what we've come to expect from James T. Kirk. I guess we all have our off days, Captain. Kane out.
What? We stopped them. Like, what?